Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I have several of them I'm going to put out there, but I'm just going to touch on most of them, okay? Because I'm kind of tired, because yes, POTUS had another one of his wonderful rallies tonight, and I watched it, and I'm just kind of running out of steam right now. So let me just give you these, and then I'll put the links down below, and you can look at them on your own. Okay, so I'm going to start out with this article by Sarah Carter, and she has pointed out the scandal Democrats don't want any media to talk about is foreign campaign contributions. And there have been a bucket load of them. And so this is based on an article by the Associated Press, but I'm not going to put out an Associated Press thing or a link to it. You can take that link there. I will link to her article. It's just the Associated Press keeps putting copyright claims on my C-SPAN videos, any video that I use a C-SPAN clip on. So it's kind of weird. And it's always the Associated Press UK, which makes it even weirder, which I don't understand. I keep telling them, look at the screen. It says C-SPAN on it. That's where I got it from. And I'm using it for fair use, so I'm not sure why you're putting a claim on it. But that's the way things work. Anyway, so this article goes through some of the things that they were doing, with the foreign contributions. But of course, they don't want you to know that. And the real article really is at the Associated Press. But again, the story on that. So I wanted to point that out to you. I also wanted to point this out to you. Now, if you don't happen to know this man, he is the owner of the home of the 17th letter of the alphabet. Okay? That is where our favorite letter calls home, and he owns that particular site, which is currently down. It's offline right now. And according to him in this, he kind of rambled an awful lot, but he did say they're putting out fires. I mean, they're dealing with fires. And he said that they're really having to deal with the network infrastructure because I think, in his opinion, he believes that the whole Hong Kong thing, because they were utilizing that site as their way of having free speech, and also the Gilets jaunes, the yellow vests in France, that a lot of money has gone into keeping that site offline. So that's what he basically said here. And he said that he is anticipating it being back online next week. Okay, so I am sincerely hoping that, because I've missed it and I really want to, get back into that. And it is just a wonderful research community that I really have missed, because we bounce ideas off each other and people come up with this and that. And it really is, really good. But I wanted to point out to you that while he was talking, he talked about key lime pie. And he was just talking about how he really liked key lime pie and said it was really good. And I mean, he spent some time talking about key lime pie. Well, that's not unusual, I guess, because he was talking about a lot of stuff like that. And I can't play the clip because he's got music going on in the background. So yeah, it'd be my luck. I would get the copyright strike on it. But I wanted to point out that he said that. That's why I brought up the transcript. And by the way, if you don't know that, you can go down here and you can open a transcript. So, you can actually see what the people are saying. So like if there's some long video, but you want to just point out a certain part of it, you remember that they talked about something, then you can go in and, I usually just copy and paste this into Word and then I can search for it. So, but sometimes, it's easier to scroll down through this if you want to. But yeah, he talked about key lime pie. And you can see it's about 3:39 is when he first mentioned it. Well, guess who mentioned key lime pie tonight? Yeah, POTUS. So I will play the short little clip with POTUS in there.
She had Oprah. Oprah used to be a very good friend of mine. She used to go to Mar-a-Lago, place I have in Palm Beach. She loved Mar-a-Lago. She loved the key lime pie. She did. No, so do I. She loved the key lime pie. But she used to go. She loved me until I decided to run for office.
So, was it coincidence? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe not. But anyway, so hopefully next week sometime, and I really hope it is next week, that they're back online, because the 18th, which is next Friday, 1 week from when I'm recording this, that's when the whole FISA abuse thing is supposed to come out. So, whew, that's going to be big. Now remember, the executive summary may not say the same thing as what the whole thing says. So be careful and, read them both. That's the important thing. So it would be really handy to have this website back online by then, because it's an excellent community of researchers. And, it's really fantastic when you have so many researchers, because everybody finds things they're really good at, and so they all add into the database essentially, and you can find out so much more from that than you can, on your own. So I do miss it, but we'll see. Anyway, I also wanted to take you to Twitter, because there's been some tweets going on that I thought were really good. I'm not going to spend too much time on any of these because, again, I'm kind of tired and I just really want to give you this information quickly. This one says, I can't wait until Elizabeth Warren loses in the general and complains it was because the American people discriminated against her because she was pregnant. I thought that was kind of funny. And then some of these comments down here below. It could be her pregnancy, her Native American heritage, or her gender, or all of it. And then this one. Then she could sue. And sue is spelled like the Native Americans. And then down here, good tweet. Apache on the back for that one. Oh, 1024th pregnant. When Liz loses in the general, she say how. I mean, it just was kind of funny. They went through and they did all the, she's going through Demopros based on her age. Okay, anyway, those were funny. I thought they were, so I wanted to share those with you. I'll leave a link to this and you can go see what people have posted. But speaking of her, this was an article from Life News, and yeah, she made this comment, or she wrote it. I mean, this is not just saying it so off the cuff, which sometimes when you are just caught and you're saying things as you're talking, sometimes it comes across differently than what you meant it. But she wrote this. So that means she took some time to think about how it was worded. And so she says, today, thanks to Roe, getting an A word is safer than getting your tonsils out. Seriously, does she really believe that? That's scary. That's just absolutely scary. No way those two things are the same. Not at all. Nope. So I wanted to share that with you. Again, the link will be down below. You can read the whole article. Then I came across this. ICE director says new DNA tests led to 1,000 fake family busts at border. And here's the article on it. It's from the Washington Examiner. 1,000 fake families. You know what that means? That means 1,000 children at least. I mean, that's considering if there was only one per fake family, There were 1,000 children that were taken away from traffickers. That's what that means. And when people say that, nothing's going on, they're not protecting kids, they don't care for kids, that's caring for kids. When you take them away from human traffickers, you are protecting them, because I guarantee that some of those kids were not treated very nicely coming into our country. And the only reason they were brought into the country was because somebody from like a drug cartel or somebody from a gang needed a way to get across the border. And so they brought the kid. And it's very likely that the child was harmed majorly on the way here, because that's what those people do. So, that is great news that they are catching these people. That's why they're doing these DNA tests. And right now, as it stands, they can only have the kids for 20 days before they have to release the children. And the problem is, if you have 1,000 people that brought them over here. I mean, there had to be at least 1,000 adults that brought them here, right? So that's 1,000 people that used a child to get across our border without regard to the child. So that's something that, that's major. And chances are they were not very nice people. And we kept them out because we gave them DNA tests. So that is huge in my book. Another one that I found, I thought it was rather interesting. This is from someone who is living in California right now. And, guys, I pray for those of you who are in California because, I have a cousin that lives out there, and I have a really good friend that lives out there too. And it's just so hard. I understand that there are pockets of conservatives, but you're being run, the entire state is being run by people who aren't and who are not really in it for the best for the people, that they have other agendas that they're working on. So, yeah, anyway, but I thought this is perfectly legitimate here because this is what's going on. And those in charge, those who are running the state of California, are worried about plastic straws. This is what should be addressed. This is what their policies have put into place. And those plastic straws are not anything compared to this kind of stuff. So this is what they really should be spending their time addressing, in my opinion. This is another one. Good thing that he was surrounded by Secret Service. Joe Biden angered Gold Star parents days after son died. Joe Biden was sent to Dover Air Force Base where they bring in the bodies of those who were killed in action. And he just really did not treat the Gold Star families very well. So, he was just negative about the whole Afghanistan thing. And, the parents were really hurt by him doing that. And if you read through this, it's just very sad that this is what went on, especially in that kind of situation, because those Gold Star parents, they've sacrificed so much. They've lost their son or daughter. And, they don't need to have the Vice President of the United States give them that kind of attitude. And for Joe Biden to do that, that's why it says good thing that he was surrounded by Secret Service. I would be very upset too. So read the article if you want to. It's kind of sad, but important information to know. This one, very, very good. Devin Nunes asked Whistleblower, when did you begin to coordinate with the Democrats? Yep, This is another Sarah Carter, by the way. And so this, excellent. When the whistleblower already submitted his or her testimony and it was false because the whistleblower did not say on the form that he had actually come to Congress before. So the only people that don't know who the whistleblower is are the Republicans on the committee and most Americans. So yeah, the Democrats all know who the whistleblower is. They all know. They helped him. So yeah, I wonder if that whistleblower would have been so quick to do what he did if he wasn't going to be, getting paid for doing it. So anyway, but now for something a little lighter. We have a lot of Hunter Biden things because, President Trump in Thursday night's rally pointed out that they need to do a Where's Hunter shirt. Yeah, so this is what Huckabee says. I went to buy a carton of milk and lo and behold, Hunter Biden's photo was on the milk carton. And I just now got an Amber Alert for Hunter Biden on my phone. Anyone seen him? Call 1-800-GAS-DEAL. Huckabee's got a really good sense of humor, he does. And then this one, of course, time to play the game. Where's Hunter? And where's Hunter? If spotted, please call the White House tip line. But it is true. I mean, really seriously, where is this guy? Where is this guy? Because if this was John Jr., he'd be getting all kinds of stuff from that. In fact, here we have Sebastian Gorka, who had a little interview with Don Jr., and Don Jr. said, well, if it was me, they'd be doing all that kind of garbage. They'd be hounding me everywhere. But he also pointed out, unlike Hunter Biden, we were international business people before my father got into politics. And that is a key point that I think we need to remember when people are talking to us about this, because you see, Hunter Biden and the Biden family gained their money after Joe was in office. And in this case, when all this comes out, I'm sure it's going to be that the Trump family lost money big time during the years that President Trump was in office, because this, has probably affected them very negatively. I know, if Trump's not there doing all the deals that he normally did, his company's going to be losing money just because of that fact. I mean, he's the deal maker. That's what he does. And so when you lose your CEO, how do you, compensate for that? It's not something that you're going to be gaining as much money and have as much business if you're in that situation. And that's really the situation the whole Trump thing is in right now. And you know that if it was Don Jr., they would be looking at him everywhere. But that's not the situation. And this was a very good question that I thought Philly Boy asked here. Where are all the Pulitzer Prize aspiring journalists in search of a story? That's an excellent question. This is a question we all need to be asking. Why is it these journalists don't want to pursue this story? Why not? I mean, this is a story. And you have serious allegations that Hunter Biden is guilty and that Joe Biden is guilty of this. Why is there such a lack of enthusiasm for them to jump on this? It's fishy. It's definitely fishy. And here's another one. Where is Hunter Biden? By the way, that's not trending, or at least they're not showing that it's trending, but there's an awful lot of comments coming in on it when you go to the hashtag, where is Hunter Biden? Why hasn't anyone in the media even attempted to get a statement from him? I think this is really interesting, too. Why haven't mobs of Trump supporters surrounded his house and to harass him? Well, because we don't do that. That's the reason. Maybe we should. Then the media would have to show up. So, yeah, it's just Hunter Biden, no industry knowledge or duties, was being paid $600,000 annually. Yeah. Very interesting, huh? And so, I wanted to show you this one too, because Trump said somebody needs to make a shirt, where here you go. This guy says, here's your shirt, your t-shirt. Where's Hunter? There's your t-shirt. I thought about making one, but I couldn't come up with anything as clever as these guys. So there you go. All right. So that's what I've got for you on this one. I just wanted to let you know a few of these things and to give you an idea of some of the things going on in the world. And like I said, I have a whole ton more. I could do like 5 videos like this, it seems like, because all these different news articles are starting to come out. So many things are coming to light. So hang in there, folks. I know it's been very difficult, and I know that there's a lot of skepticism about this FISA IG report, but I really do think we're going to see something out of it. Okay? Now remember too that the executive summary may not summarize the report very accurately. So make sure you read the report too. But I have a feeling, they said it like a phone book, and like they said in the last one, if you're a youngin', you may not remember the phone books, because before the internet, you actually needed a phone book to look up people's phone numbers. And so big cities had these huge phone books. They were known for having phone books that were like 5-6 inches thick. I mean, they were really, really thick. Now around here, we had like a few pages. That's all we had. So not a lot of them around here. Even with the yellow pages added in, it wasn't very big. So yeah, but that's the kind of phone book they were talking about. So if it's that, we're thinking 4 inches thick, that's pretty thick. That's a lot of paper. So going to be interesting to find out what all is in this. as I said before, I really do think Barr is going to be giving us as much as he can from the classified stuff. Now, I also want to point this out to you. You know that Barr and Durham have been traveling throughout the world because there are several countries they've visited to get information on this. Now, one of the reasons for that is because typically an investigation like this would go through the FBI. However, the problem we have is that the FBI is part of it, and the CIA as well. So we don't have access. So if they want an honest investigation, they really cannot rely on either one of those organizations. That's why Durham has been independent. And I also think, and I know there are a few that disagree with me on this, but I also think that still Huber is going to come out. He has been working on stuff. And so I think that that combined with what Durham has is going to be stunning. All right. But we've got to wait for it because we only get one chance at this. And so all of those cases have to be so meticulously done. So slime balls like Weissman and his little minions cannot find any way to get these people off. Everything has to be perfect. And that's taking time to build all those cases. There are a lot of cases. There are many, many more than you imagine, probably. Lots of them. So, and I also heard, by the way, I just saw this, Kevin McAleenan has resigned. I think he decided that he's tired of being in the hot seat. So President Trump wished him well. I don't know that there's any bad blood there or anything. I think he just got tired of being hammered all the time. And then Shepard Smith from Fox News, he's gone. Bye-bye. And I'm not sad to see him go. So that was really nice. But I was sad to see Todd Starnes go. And I don't think Todd Starnes left willingly. Okay? Well, I think he probably stood his ground on something and they didn't like it. And so they kind of made it very hard for him to stay, if that's the case. But I don't know a lot of the details. I just know a little bit because one of the radio guys around here knows him. And so he gave us as much as he knew, which was not a lot. So anyway, that's what I've got for you on this one. I just want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.